Can a non-citizen join the U.S. military? What about France's Foreign Legion, Russia's Army, or even Israel's IDF? We expose the real pathways for anyone looking to serve in a foreign army. Your international military options demystified. Joining the U.S. military is one of the fastest and surest ways to become a U.S. citizen if that is your goal. Here is a detailed guide on how to join the U.S. military as a non-U.S. citizen, with a focus on the realities for someone applying from another country. First of all, know this. The most important rule: you cannot join the U.S. military from overseas. But don't give up. Don't get desperate and fall into the hands of fake agents who promise to help you enlist. Here's the good news. There is a U.S.-approved way to go if this is your dream. Listen to this real good. There are no U.S. military recruiting stations in Nigeria or any other foreign nation. Any website, agent, or individual claiming they can sign you up from your home country in exchange for money is a scam. To enlist, you must be physically inside the United States and meet the legal residency requirements. What is this core requirement? The most core requirement is the green card. The primary pathway for a non-citizen to join the U.S. military is to be a lawful permanent resident, LPR, commonly known as a green card holder. This means your first and most significant challenge is not a military one, but an immigration one. You must first legally immigrate to the United States and obtain a green card. The U.S. military does not sponsor individuals for green cards for the purpose of enlistment. Common ways to obtain a green card include 1. Family sponsorship, through a close relative who is a U.S. citizen or LPR. 2. Employment, through a U.S. employer sponsoring you for your skills. 3. Diversity visa lottery, a program that makes a limited number of immigrant visas available to people from countries with low rates of immigration to the U.S. 4. Asylee or refugee status. Once you have legally obtained a green card and are living in the U.S., you can then begin the enlistment process. Here's a step-by-step process for green card holders. If you are in the United States and have a valid green card, the process is as follows. 1. Meet the basic enlistment requirements. Age. You must be between 17 and 42 years old. Age limits vary slightly by branch. Education. You must have a high school diploma or its equivalent, results that meet U.S. standards. Language. You must be fluent in English, reading, writing, and speaking. Residency. You must have established a permanent residence in the U.S. too. Contact a U.S. military recruiter. You must physically go to a recruiting office in the United States for the branch you are interested in: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Space Force, or Coast Guard. 3. Pass the ASVAB test. You will need to take and pass the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery ASVAB test. This is a multiple-choice test that determines your aptitude for various military jobs. 4. Pass medical and fitness exams. You must meet the military's strict medical, physical, and weight standards. This includes a full physical examination at a military entrance processing station, MEPS. 5. Undergo a security screening. As a non-citizen, you will undergo a more extensive background and security check. This will investigate your background, family, and any foreign contacts. You must be able to provide official copies of your birth certificate, passport, and green card. Here is a very important thing to note. It is a common myth known as the MAVNI program. You may find outdated information online about a program called MAVNI, Military Accessions Vital to the National Interest. This program allowed certain non-citizens with specific in-demand skills, like medical professionals or speakers of critical languages, to join the military directly and receive expedited citizenship. But is it no longer so? The MAVNI program has been suspended for many years and is not currently active. It is not a viable pathway to enlistment in 2025. Now let's talk about joining the military as a viable path to U.S. citizenship. Through service, one of the main incentives for non-citizens to join the military is the opportunity for expedited U.S. citizenship. Under current law, members of the U.S. Armed Forces can apply for naturalization after just 1 year of honorable service during peacetime or immediately during designated periods of hostility. This is a significantly faster path than the standard 3 to 5 years required for other green card holders. In summary, the pathway is clear. Legally immigrate to the United States. Obtain a green card, lawful permanent resident status. Contact a recruiter and enlist while physically inside the U.S. Serve honorably and then apply for U.S. citizenship.
Now let's talk about countries that allow non-citizens to join their militaries and what pathways they have. You see, several other countries allow foreigners to join their armed forces, but the pathways are divided into two main categories. Nations that actively recruit from overseas include France for its Foreign Legion, open to all nationalities, Russia for contract soldiers, Spain for citizens of its former colonies, Israel for the global Jewish diaspora via its Mahal program, and Ukraine for its conflict-specific International Legion, in addition to the unique agreement allowing Nepalese Gurkhas to serve in the British and Indian armies. In contrast, other countries primarily require foreigners to already be legal residents, such as the United States, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand, for permanent residents, the United Kingdom, for resident Commonwealth citizens, and European nations like Ireland, for EEA residents, Luxembourg, for EU residents, and Denmark, for long-term residents with strong ties.